Madden holiday is here and we will play all night. Calling sick and sound sincere, in tackles will delight. The fridge is packed with drink and meat, the taste of victory sure is sweet.
First things first, sorry this is up later than usual. I damaged a side view mirror on my car, and it has to be replaced, so that's eaten up most of my spare time. Anyway, postseason football is now in full swing. I went 6-2 overall last week. I got both college football playoff semifinal games, barely, as Miami kind of squeaked by Ole Miss, mainly thanks to a pass interference non-call on a Hail Mary. Look, there's no happy middle ground here. It's either you call the game as you would at the start, or it's a bunch of people complaining, the game ended on a penalty, you can't do that. So, yeah, there's no real winner there. And then, of course, Indiana completely obliterated Oregon. The Ducks hung around for about a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, and then they were eventually done in by all the turnovers. I do have to admit, it's rather surprising that Indiana is now the overwhelming favorite to win a national championship in football. We'll get a bit more into that later. Moving on to the NFL, they certainly put the Wild in wildcard weekend until, maybe the last two games. The first four games all came down to the last few minutes. The primetime games on Sunday and Monday, not so much. You had Carolina overcome a bit of a rough start and just barely get by the Rams in the fourth quarter, only for the Rams to then get a last drive touchdown towards the end. And then the Packers blew a 15-point lead to the Bears and then lost in the final minute. The Packers took their foot off the gas way too early there. The Bears were mostly terrible in the first half and went for it on fourth down way too much, but that's another argument for later. Jacksonville and Buffalo had a real back-and-forth game that was mostly defensively dominated. Ultimately, Buffalo managed to kick things in gear just enough. Jacksonville's offense was spinning its wheels way too much. Like I said, it was definitely a defensive battle there. Likewise, New England pulled away from the Chargers in the fourth quarter and was another defensive game. The 49ers defeated the Eagles in another defensive game. Overall, Jennings, the wide receiver pass to McCaffrey from Juwan Jennings, that really, I think, was the tipping point because that got the 49ers really back into the contest. Again, the Eagles' offense just kind of spun its wheels, didn't really seem to do much. They wound up firing their offensive coordinator, I think. I keep hearing conflicting reports there. Finally, the Texans dominated the Steelers in a game that wasn't as close as it initially looked to be. Houston's offense did struggle, but their defense really came through in the end. And then the next day, Mike Tomlin retired as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, joining Mike McDaniel and John Harbaugh as the ex-coaches from last week. Also, joining the Eagles and firing their offensive coordinator, the Lions and Chargers did as well. They're all probably gearing up to go after Mike McDaniel. Other than that, there's not really too much news on the coaching front. There's probably going to be some hiring pretty soon here. It usually happens around divisional playoff weekend, maybe a little bit afterwards. Okay, so the games we're covering this week are the College Football National Championship game between Miami of Florida and Indiana. And then we're going to be covering the NFL Divisional Round with Buffalo taking on Denver, San Francisco taking on Seattle, the LA Rams taking on Chicago, and Houston taking on New England. Alright, we'll get to it after the break.
The all-leather casual on her left foot comes with a cushioned insole and sells for about $42. The all-leather casual on her right foot also comes with a cushioned insole, but sells for about $28. Both will take you just about any place you want to go. The one on the right just won't take you to the cleaners. The Flings Collection at Kinney. We only sell the right shoe.
New York Saints lacrosse.
Hey, can they do that?
Slashing.
All right.
Boarding.
Is that legal?
Cross-checking.
No way.
All the action is back. Coors Light and Major Indoor Lacrosse present the New York Saints versus the Philadelphia Wings. It happens 8 o'clock this Saturday night at Nassau Coliseum. See the Saints take on Paul and Gary Gate in hard-hitting, gate-crashing action. New York Saints lacrosse. For more action, you'd have to join the team. Face mask and gloves not included.
The Jefferson Awards. They symbolize personal sacrifice and dedication. The award is presented to people who make contributions to their communities without fanfare or recognition. I'm Lynn Brown, and Fox invites you to join us in selecting deserving individuals for this year's award. If you know someone who works to improve the lives of others, send the name, the address, and some brief facts to Jefferson Awards, 205 East 67th Street, New York, New York, 10021.
Thursday, treat yourself to a Simpson sandwich. 2 episodes of The Simpsons with Martin in between. First, how did Homer become one of Springfield's most wanted? Homer gets busted on an all-new Simpsons. Then, will Martin and Gina get back together? See the ending you voted for when Billy D. Williams guest stars.
You must apologize. Hell no, Celeste.
On an all-new Martin, followed by a second episode of The Simpsons.
All right.
Thursday, beginning at 8 on Fox 5.
The final chapter of the college football season is here with the national championship game between Miami and Indiana. I'm not sure if either of these teams really expected to be here at this point. I mean, Indiana was expected to take a step back and probably just miss out on the college football playoff. If you were to rank the Big Ten teams as favorites, you probably would have seen Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, USC, Illinois, and Michigan ahead of Indiana. So they all did, obviously the Hoosiers did everything they could to make sure that didn't happen. Now, Miami was a favorite to make the college football playoff this season, but there were still a lot of lingering questions after their collapse last year, and those questions seem to be reinforced when they lost to Louisville and SMU in a short manner, missing out on the ACC championship game. Now, as the playoffs have gone on, the Hurricanes really have stepped up, but I do think their defense is going to need to step up again, especially since defensive lineman star Reuben Bain Jr. was injured in the game against Ole Miss. I think that's kind of why the Rebels were able to rally the way they were. It just it seemed like Ole Miss played a lot better after that injury happened. As for the offense, well, I do think Indiana is going to be keyed on stopping the running attack of Charmar Brown and Mark Fletcher Jr. So Carson Beck's going to need to step up to try to carry things again. He did lead that final drive against Ole Miss, so they have that going for them. But again, I think he's going to need to step up and play really well. And I remind you, Oregon had a really strong running attack as well, and that got completely swallowed up by the Hoosier defense. So yeah, again, that's probably further evidence that Carson Beck is going to need to step up. He can't make the mistakes and turnovers that Dante Moore did. Like I said before, when the Hoosiers defense really started causing all those turnovers, the Ducks really fell back to the means. Like they played well for, like I said, about a quarter and a half, and then it just all fell apart. Again, there's that weird pass that wound up giving the Hoosiers the ball inside the red zone. There was another fumble later on, and it basically just turned back into the Fernando Mendoza show.
Mendoza!
And in the end, I think that's just going to be the tipping point. Miami is a really good team and more than capable of winning a national championship. But Indiana is just too powerful. The Hoosiers are really on a mission this year. I just think they're probably going to wind up pulling away in the second half. It'll be close early on, but eventually the Hoosiers are going to pull away and win this one rather handily. So yeah, I'm going with Indiana in the national championship game.
In today's economy, anyone can have a credit problem. Medical bills, a sudden layoff, or any unusual expense can have an effect on your credit. At Champion, we make second mortgages for people with credit problems every day. We can help you repair your credit. And by lowering your monthly expenses, we can help you do something many of us haven't done for years. Put money into savings each and every month. That's how people become strong again. When your bank says no, Champion says yes.
48 hours. A rather inside look at a furniture sale.
It's the Home Furnishing Center's 48-hour marathon sale. The sale tags go on.
The prices go down. 48 hours only.
No payments for 6 months.
Everything in all 20 unique furniture stores has been marked down. 48 hours.
A rather spectacular sale.
48 hours only.
This Thursday and Friday till 9 p.m. at the Home Furnishing Center, Kearny Mesa and San Marcos.
If you've been hurt by anything, a car accident, a fall, a doctor or hospital, you may be entitled to a large cash award. To find out, call 1-800-LAWYERS now. The call is free, the advice is free, and we stay open 24 hours, 7 days a week, long after most other lawyers have gone for the day. So call 1-800-LAWYERS. We're there, right now, to answer all your questions absolutely free.
Our next matchup is Buffalo taking on Denver. Josh Allen and the Bills seem to make all the right plays at just the right time against the Jaguars. They managed to overcome a couple early turnovers. They only gave up 1 sack, so they have that really going for them. Unfortunately, offensively, they lost both Gabe Davis and Tyrell Shevers, 2 wide receivers, to knee injuries, which is already depleting an already iffy wide receiver core. On the bright side, Brandon Cooks has stepped up, but not much else has really happened. And you know that the Broncos defense is definitely going to be keyed up to try to contain James Cook and the vaunted Buffalo rushing attack. And the injuries don't just affect the offense, as Buffalo has lost some key defenders as well, like Jordan Poyer, Matt Lano, and AJ Espinoza. It's not known if they're necessarily going to be out, but they were all taken out against Jacksonville, and now they have to turn around another week and play in Denver. Now, unless you happen to be named Brendan Perna, I think a lot of people have been slouching on the Broncos all season. They've been saying they've been a beneficiary of an easy schedule. Of course, so have the New England Patriots, but no one ever says that about them. And their defense is top flight enough and more than capable of keeping the Bills in check, and yes, that does include Josh Allen. I guess their big problem again is that their offense is very hit and miss. It does just enough to win, so Nix and company are definitely going to need to step up. They're going to need touchdowns on drives, not just field goals. I think the likes of R.J. Harvey, Cameron Sutton, Franklin, the wide receiver, all need to step up and make some key plays when they need to. Now, I know it looks like the Bills have magically flipped a switch at just the right time, but I've been down this road before, even this season. Look at the blowout losses to Atlanta and Miami, the way they looked so flat against Philadelphia until the last few minutes there. Denver's defense is a lot better than Jacksonville's. This game is going to be closer than a lot of people think, and ultimately, I think Denver's going to do just enough. I think the injuries catch up with the Bills here. I like the Broncos in a close one. I'm going with Denver. We now move on to the other number 1 seed in the playoffs as San Francisco takes on Seattle in a rematch of the last game of the regular season between these two, except now it's in Seattle. Now, yes, the 49ers did win in Philly at a cost as George Kittle ruptured his Achilles tendon and obviously will not be available for this game. Demarcus Robinson did step up in the receiving game, and McCaffrey picked up some slack there. Not to mention the defense played well, but again, the injuries, you just think it's going to crop up at any point again and just bite the 49ers hard. Now, the Seahawks really do play old-school football. They're carried mainly by their defense, and they run the ball exceedingly well. They, in fact, ran the ball really well against San Francisco last time. About their only real Achilles heel was that they missed some key field goals at some points in that game, and that's why it was as close as it was until the final minutes. Now they're playing at home. They're going to have home field advantage, so maybe they need to follow through, get some touchdowns this time. If they need to kick a field goal, hopefully they make it. So, yeah, I don't expect to be too much different here. Seattle's much healthier. They're playing at home. I said this last time, now they're in Seattle, not San Francisco. So I think more things are going to fall their way. I'm picking the Seahawks to win this one rather handily. This one's probably not going to be that close.
The BBC, Turner Broadcasting, and Time Life Video dare you to take a walk on the wild side with Trials of Life, the gripping, award-winning nature video series that exposes the struggle to survive through uncensored, shocking photography. Join acclaimed naturalist David Attenborough for our close encounter with raw nature as you've never seen it before. Violent footage shows you the life and death struggle to survive in a harsh and brutal world. The quest for food, the thrill of the hunt, and the strategy of the kill. The battle for supremacy, the relentless drive to continue the bloodline, and the miracle of birth. Trials of of Life is a first-hand account of the struggle to survive in a savage, untamed environment. Call this toll-free number now to receive Hunting and Escaping for $9.99. You'll see up close why the law of the jungle is kill or be killed. Try Hunting and Escaping. If it captures your interest, you can get other videos about every other month. Each tape explores the harsh realities of survival in the animal world. Trials of Life is a video series that will change the way you look at nature and yourself. People magazine calls Trials of Life visually stunning. Entertainment Weekly says Trials of Life is one of the liveliest nature shows ever. See the deadly art of survival in the wild in Trials of Life. Some scenes may not be suitable for younger viewers. Take a walk on the wild side with Trials of Life. Call now to order Hunting and Escaping for $9.99 and find out why we call them animals.
To order your Trials of Life video, call 1-800-423-0022 or send $9.99 plus $3.23 shipping and handling to Trials of Life, Grand Central Station, P.O. Box 5294, Department H-135, New York, New York.
Now Ralph's, San Diego's low-price supermarket, has unlimited double coupons. That's right, unlimited double coupons and savings like these. For a quick and satisfying breakfast, pick up a box of Pillsbury microwave pancakes. Enjoy tempting toppings. Remember, nobody tops a pizza like Totino's. Experience the flavor of Mexico with Vandy Camp's Mexican classics. Add pizzazz to any occasion with famous Gino's pizza rolls. Save big on Pillsbury buttermilk biscuits. Take home 4 for only $1. And assorted varieties of Green Giant frozen vegetables are just 99 cents each. Ralph's, open 24 hours a day.
Losing a father is hard.
Wish there was something I could do to make you feel better.
But when it happens to Dylan,
You know it's gonna be okay.
we want you to come back, stay with us for a while. He'll find out who his real friends are
You and Kelly hurt me pretty badly, but it's nothing compared to what you're going through.
on an all-new 90210. Then, no one dreamed it would come to this.
Are you moving in with Amanda?
Billy says goodbye to Melrose Place.
Tonight, beginning at 8 on Fox 5.
Our next matchup is the Los Angeles Rams taking on Chicago. The Rams did play pretty well for the first half against the Carolina Panthers, and then it kind of all fell apart. There were a lot of turnovers, special teams blunders. I think Matthew Stafford started to get banged up. I know he hurt his hand at one point. That's really not good. That could have led to those second half struggles. Not to mention, the Panthers completely tore up the Rams' pass defense. The Rams really need to focus on playing a complete game. As we know, the Bears can handle some close affairs here, and comebacks are definitely aplenty in Chicago. Now, of course, last week, the Bears rallied to beat the Packers. Caleb Williams overcame some early struggles, much like Chicago's defense did. However, they did suffer a major injury to linebacker T.J. Edwards, who has a broken fibula and won't be playing for the rest of the playoffs. So you have to think that could wind up affecting things. I think the Bears need to have a good, quick start here. They cannot go for it on fourth down as much as they did. That was a stupid thing that happened last time. It's kind of why I gave up watching that game after the first... I think it was after the second interception. I stopped watching. I'm just like, whatever. And then suddenly I found out the Bears had rallied, and it's like, well, I can't watch now. They'll probably lose. Going for it on 4th and 2, okay. You don't need to go for it on 4th and 7. Punt the ball. Rely on your defense a little bit. And yeah, I think that's the main thing here. This game is really a toss-up. These teams are just too unpredictable. I guess in the end, I kind of trust the Rams defense a little bit more. I'm going to pick the Rams in a close one. I think their experience is going to win out over the Bears' inexperience here. Yeah, the Bears are playing at home, but I kind of like the Los Angeles Rams here.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, there's something you should know. Some insurance companies are quick to offer a settlement in their own best interest. Now, before you sign something you don't understand, call the Injury Helpline. Talk to an attorney near you for free, one who will explain your legal rights and costs. There are no attorney fees unless you receive payment for your injuries. The insurance companies have attorneys working hard on their side, and so should you. Call 1-800-526-0005.
Hello, this is something new. Boboli Italian bread shell, and I am Vittorio.
Pizza!
Ah, yes, Mama, my mother. We think Boboli bread shell is 10 times better than pizzeria crust. So you make 10 times better pizza than pizzeria. Put on top tomato sauce, mozzarella, onions.
Anchovies.
Put what you like.
Is ready?
8 minutes in the oven. You never taste such a good pizza. It's in the supermarket.
On a rack.
On a rack, like this. See you next time.
Anything it takes.
During the Dodge President's Week sale, we'll do anything it takes. Starting with $500 cash back on Shadow ES. No $750. Okay, $1,000.
Anything it takes.
A loaded 6-passenger Spirit would be a great deal at $15,000. How would you like it under $12,000? Plus, immediate delivery, on-the-spot financing, low down payment.
Anything.
At the Dodge President's Week sale.
Anything it takes.
Our last divisional playoff game is Houston Texans versus the New England Patriots, and talk about a toss-up. I really have no idea with this one. The Patriots defense played really well against the Chargers, but the offense was kind of They got a late touchdown to pull away. If they hadn't scored that, the game would have been 9-3. Drake May did play pretty good. He was the leading passer and rusher. The leading receiver was Ramondre Stevenson, a running back. So, again, that kind of leads into the whole feeling about that. Added to that, as good as the defense played, one of their leaders, defensive back Christian Gonzalez, is now in the concussion protocol. I don't know if he's been cleared yet, but there's a chance now he might not play. Now, while the Texans' defense really played well against the Steelers, their offense really held the game back. And yes, I am aware I'm saying this about a score that was 30-6, but if C.J. Stroud hadn't bungled so many snaps, I think the Texans could have easily dropped a 50-burger on the Steelers. I mean, that's how good the defense was playing. The Steelers couldn't get any offense at all. If the Texans had one long drive, and that really helped a lot. But again, the game was 7-6, I think, going into the fourth quarter, and then eventually the Texans pulled away. Like I said, the Texans appear healthy on defense. They're playing really well. They're going to be playing in a hostile road environment for the second consecutive week. They seem to handle Pittsburgh pretty well. They could just as easily handle Foxborough. This really does feel like a game where the old cliche of the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to wind up winning. And yeah, again, this is such a toss-up. I'm still kind of mulling things over. Overall, I do think the Texans' defense is playing better than the Patriots' offense. So I'm going to go with, I guess, an upset here. I like Houston in a close one. I'm going to go with the Texans. Okay, we'll be back after the break to wrap things up.
For many years, Caro's has been a tradition, often passed from generation to generation. The reason? Simple. It's the caring that goes into everything at Caro's, including specials like our delicious shrimp, scallop, or combo feast for $6.95, or chicken fried steak dinner for $5.75, plus this deluxe breakfast for only $2.49. We think you'll find it's caring that creates a following. Come and see how much Caro's cares.
I'm Neil Padgett, president. Tropical fish are fun, beautiful, and easy to own.
You'll have crystal clear aquarium water and healthier tropical fish with Second Nature's Whisper Power Filters. It's easy to maintain any size aquarium with Whisper's Quick Change cartridge. Ask for Whisper at
Petland Discounts. At Petland we care.
Now over 70 convenient stores, all open every day.
If you're looking for rates as low as this and quick approval on a home equity credit line account, listen to Bud Bash.
When you need a second mortgage, there's only one phrase you need to hear.
Mr. Anderson, your loan was approved.
Call the Personal Mortgage Corporation at 1-800-DIAL-PMC. No weeks of waiting, no application fees. You'll get an answer in 24 hours. Don't worry if others have turned you down. Call 1-800-DIAL-PMC. Personal Mortgage Corporation. When it comes to second mortgages, we approve.
Good boys play with toy trucks.
Bad boys play with monster trucks.
Good boys dream of flying.
Bad boys really fly.
So you be a good boy.
And come watch the bad boys run.
It's the U.S. Hot Rod Monster Jet,
Grave Digger,
Carolina Crusher, and more. And while most people are just talking about the economy, we're doing something about it. Friday and Sunday, kids, $12.
Only $12.
March 5th, 6th, and 7th, Nassau Coliseum.
This teacher will tell you she was fired to shut her up. Parents say she was dismissed for how she taught. But you'll probably think it was over the homemade sex tape they found in the school's video camera. Now, Inside Edition tells you why they may have to pay her $4 million and give her back her job.
Tonight at 7:30 on Fox 5.
In this corner.
The women that are staying at home resent the fact that they're not able to go out and work.
And in this corner.
Women want to be able to stay home with their children.
So who's the better mom? Plus, kitty horoscopes. And our dream car giveaway begins today, starting at 6 on Good Day New York.
Okay, so to wrap things up in the College Football National Championship, I like Indiana over Miami. Then in the NFL Divisional Round, I like Denver over Buffalo, Seattle over San Francisco, the LA Rams over Chicago, and Houston over New England. Okay, so yeah, the schedule is getting kind of wonky again. There's going to be a special video up on Sunday. If you're familiar with videos I put up in the past, the I'm sure of it videos, I think this is, it's going to be one of those. It'll be up on Sunday. And I'm targeting Tuesday to get the random trade review on the Authority Relentless up. I'm still kind of stuck in the middle of scripting it. Again, the car trouble is just eating up a lot of my spare time. And then after that, we'll have the conference championship predictions videos. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember that you can support my work at patreon.com/sleepytime4cat productions, or just click the link in the description. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you can be made aware of further videos.